So you did it. You booked the role, honey. The directors love you, the producers love you, the network loves you, and now you're sitting in the office and you're about to sign that real first contract. But as they slide over the paper, they say, just a heads up, we're gonna need you to use your legal name for this and not what's on your headshots. You start to maybe panic a little bit because you're like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Is this gonna be a problem? Is this gonna be an issue? Don't worry, this is very common, and this is common for a lot of actors to kind of feel that anxiety a little bit, especially when you choose to do two names and you're trying to manage when to use each name. Learning to have two identities can be a little bit tough and confusing sometimes in this industry, but it's all about knowing when to use it and how. Your stage name, which is your brand name, is one way you can use it. And then when it comes to your legal name, there is like what you're given, what you're born with, there's another outlet of how to use that. The key to not getting confused and having anxiety about the two names is knowing when you're supposed to use which one. And once you do, it's so easy. There's no issues. You just kind of become like, I don't know, it's like second nature. You know exactly when to use your stage name and when exactly to use your legal name. So let's get into it. Hi, my sweet honeys. I'm Anastasia Pioro. I'm a Toronto-based actor, content creator, and a social media producer. If you're returning, welcome. This is a very requested video. And if you are new, welcome as well. I'm excited to have you all here. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Let's start off with the fun one. The stage name. Your stage name, as I mentioned before, is your brand name. This is sort of what you're going to go forward with your identity. Your stage name is going to be in everything that is people facing, audience facing, fans, and what the industry sees as well. Your stage name goes on your headshots, it goes on your resume, it goes on your auditions, anything that like it is open to the public for everyone to see. It is also the name that goes on all your casting profiles, and if you're walking to an audition, you would be introducing yourself as your stage name and not your legal name. All your social media accounts will have this as well. If you have a professional website, you would have your stage name on there. This is super, super important to know that if you're seriously considering or you already have considered to have the stage name, you want to make it consistent of that you are using it and not going back and forth on having your legal name and then also having your stage name. The reason is why is because it can get really confusing for the industry to understand how to name you and how to address you by either your stage name or your legal name. You want to also make it as easy as possible for casting directors and producers to find you and remember you. So if you choose to go with a stage name, make sure you're going with that stage name on everything that is open to the public and the people will see. On set, everyone's actually going to know you as your stage name. And when it comes to also credits, they will most likely be using your stage name as well in the credits when they're rolling everything through. Your stage name is all about building that very clear and professional brand that you're going to continue working with as you're going down your career. Okay, now let's talk about the less fun one, the legal name. Your legal name is obviously the name that you were given to. For me, Anastasia Pioro, and funny enough, it's not really my stage name, but I do have this like social media handle that I go with. It's called Your Fave Social Media Girl. Now, I don't use this in my stage name presence. I just use my legal name as my actual name. But I am consistent on my social media platforms to have Your Fave Social Media Girl present. Your legal name is obviously the not open for the public documents, like any bank statements, anything to do with taxes, getting paid, contracts. Now, your contract may still have your stage name on there, but when it comes for you to actually sign the contract, you would be signing with your legal name because this is what they have to put through with the government and then with payroll in order for it to be like a done, sealed deal. From there on, anything to do with your employment and your work, it has to be the legal name. This is non-negotiable. You cannot be putting your stage name because it is not connected to you anywhere when it comes to the government, like social insurance number, your bank stuff, your direct deposit, your taxes, tax form, and all that kind of stuff. It has to be your legal name. Now, the reason why I call this not open for the public, because these are documents that are literally not open for the public. These are just more of like the practical stuff in order for you to be working and getting paid to be an actor. When you're going to be registered with a union, you actually would be registering both with your stage name and with your legal name. The stage name, like I said, would be appearing on your casting profile. So if it says that it's your actor union status, you would have like, I don't know, Anastasia Circle. I've just picked up a random name. That's not a good stage name, but you would have that stage name up there, but still you would have your legal name because a lot of your union fees and dues, a lot of the paperwork that is like government paperwork does have to go through the union. And if you have to go through the union in terms of a production situation, your legal name would be on there in the union as well for those purposes. Finally, and this is the big one, is obviously this is where all your paychecks are going to be made to. Now, you also want to make sure that the stage name you're using is like a good stage name and it makes sense, and make sure you do not put your stage name like on your paycheck, because the bank is not going to know who the heck Captain Awesome is, because none of your bank stuff and bank statements and anything related to your money is tied to a Captain Awesome stage name. The last thing I want to talk about is when it comes to your stage name, you want to protect your brand and also make sure that you are consistent with it. I did talk about consistency in the beginning, but it is really important because at the end of the day, you are the brand. You are the walking advertisement for yourself when it comes to being in this industry. So if you choose to go with the stage name, make sure that you love your stage name and that you feel passionate about it. And when you say, you're energetically like having it ring off. Make sure it's also a good stage name. Like, try not to, make it inappropriate or swear words or this kind of stuff. Like, try to have it like a good stage name where everyone's gonna remember you, casting directors, producers, they're all gonna click into it. And it'll also be easier for you to sort of have it roll off the tongue as well. You can also protect your brand name, AKA your stage name. You can take legal stuff into like patenting it. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but you can take legal stuff to making sure nobody takes your brand name and it is yours only. I know that there is this rule in SAG-AFTRA. I don't know if this is an ACTRA Canadian union rule, but in SAG-AFTRA, basically when you put in both your stage name and your legal name, I've heard that there's this thing that if it's already registered that someone has a stage name, SAG-AFTRA will not allow you to have that stage name as well because someone's already been registered under that stage name. The other thing is, like, let's say if my legal name is Anastasia Pioro and then someone also wanted to call themselves as Anastasia Pioro, they also wouldn't be allowed in SAG-AFTRA to have that registered because someone has that as their legal name as Anastasia Pioro. I don't know if ACTRA has that. I would assume so. It would be something similar where like not a bunch of Michael Smiths have a stage name. Like that would just be so difficult to be able to tell apart all of them, but I'm pretty sure ACTRA would have something like that. So you can protect your brand and you can make it just your own where no one else is able to have your brand because you went through the legal process of making it your own. With the consistency part, like I said, this is your brand, this is your advertising. So if you choose to go with it, make sure you're going with it. It's on your social media profiles, it's on everywhere. You're introducing yourself as this. Like if you're in a meeting with a producer, you're saying, my name is Anastasia, stage name, not Anastasia Pioro. You are moving forward going with that name, and the only time you use your legal name is for the back end paperwork and processes. Having a stage name and a legal name is actually quite popular. I see a lot of people doing it, and I feel like it's one of those things that's always going to be something that happens in the industry, so you might see it a lot, and you actually would be surprised. There are people that I've met that I had no idea that the name I was calling was actually their stage name, and they had a whole other legal name, and that's literally for the reason why. It's because your legal name is never going to be out there, and it's always going to be your stage name. It's not complicated to have the two names. You just need to know when to use it, how to use it, and make sure it just kind of makes sense to you. Remember that your stage name is what you're being remembered by, and your legal name is what is going to seal the deal for you. I like it. Remember and seal the deal. Anyways, honeys, this is the end to the video. It's a fun little short one. I'm trying to do my talking head videos shorter now. I'm taking everyone's advice and whatnot. So I really appreciate you guys telling me, and it helps me actually to make my thoughts shorter. I'm curious to know if you are thinking of having a stage name, and do you already have one? Comment down below. I don't have one. I don't think I'll ever would have one, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Love you, honeys, and I'm gonna see you all next Friday. Bye, honeys.